My name is Nur Iman Atira binti Ahmad Sohail and I'm from class 4B. My metric number is 2021, 132 and 413. So for this assignment, I still use the same system, which is a pharmacy inventory system. And here we have 9 classes. The first one, of course, the main class, and then followed by the conversion class, stack expression class, then a stack class, a linked list class, and queue class, product class, node class, and empty list extraction. So for the main class, we are going to look through it in the last part. The first one I'm going to show you for the product class. So as usual, we declare every variable that will be used later. So I have here name, brand for the brand of the product, code which stands for the code for each product, and then price and also quantity. And it's followed by default constructor. And then we have a normal constructor, which, as I mentioned here, normal constructor is a special method that is used to initialize objects. So I initialize the object for name, brand, string, code, price, and also quantity. And then we have the copy constructor, accessor to get name, get brand, get code, get price, and get quantity. And we have here mutator to set the name, set the brand, set the code, set the price, set the quantity. And then we have a toString, which it will display the detail of the product. So the first it will display is the name, followed by the brand, the code, price, and last one is the quantity. So that's it for the product class. So now we are going to look at the queue class. For the queue class, the first one you will see is a public class queue extend linked list, and then in there we have a public queue, and then we add item into the queue with insert back for the object, and then we remove the item from the queue with the return remove from front, and then we get the front, and then you can see here for get front, I used to return the get first, and then I followed with a get end, where for the object you remove from back for the object, and then insert add back for the object, and then we return the object eventually. And then we have a boolean is empty for the return, and then we have a string print for the printing the details out earlier. And that's it for the queue class. And then we are going to look into the linked list class. For the linked list class, here I've declared the node head, tail, and current. So the first one you can see is the default linked list class, which is we got head equal to tail equal to current equal to null, which is null here means is there is no value in these 3 variables. And then to add a new object data at the front of the linked list, we use insert at front with the object data, which is it happens when we use if and the situation is empty and head equal to tail and equal to new node with the data, or else the head equal to new node with the data and head. And then we return the number of the element in the linked list by using if with a count of 0. We return the count, and the current value will be equal to the head, and then with the while, if the current is not equal to null, then the count will be incremented and the current will be equal to the current.next, and we will return the value of count. And then to add the new object data at the back of the linked list, we use insert at back, where if is empty, head equal to tail equal to new node with data, or else the tail will equal to tail.next equal to new node with data. And then to remove the first element in the linked list, we use object remove from front that throws empty list exception. So it will throw the new empty list exception, and the object D is created for the value of head.data, and then if head equal to tail, head will be equal to tail will be equal to null, and if the situation is not head equal to tail, the current node will be equal to head, and the head will be equal to head.next, and current next will be equal to null, and we will return the value d. So to remove the last element in the linked list, we use remove from back, throws the empty with exception. It's also the same as the one above. And then to check whether the linked list is empty, we use boolean. We return the value is if head is equal to null, and then to print the data we use string print, and then to return the first element in the linked list we use object get first, throws empty with exception, and then we return the next element in the linked list with object get next, and to return the last element in the linked list we use get last that throws empty with exception. So that's for the linked list. And then we will go to node class. So the class node is used to create a node eventually. So here I've declared data and node next. So the first one you can see here is the default constructor, which data is equal to null and next is also equal to null. And then we have a normal constructor as usual, where we create a new object, and then have a public node object data node next. And then we have get data, which is where we get the object and we return the data, and then we get the next data that we will return next. Then we have to set the data with the set data, and then we set the reference to the first next node, and then we have string to print. And then we have here empty list exception, which is a very short one. It's just a simple that will declare that the list is empty, as you can see here. Moving on, we are going to the stack class. So for the stack class, it is extended from the linked list. So as you can see here, to add item into the stack, we use push and insert at front for the object. And then to remove the item from the stack, we use pop and remove from front, where we return the value when we remove from front. And then we have here object pick, where we return the get first. And then we have here boolean to check whether the value is null. And then we have string print. Moving on, we are going to look into the conversion class. So for the conversion class, so I've declared here a few variables, which is stack expression, the stack, string input, and string out. So to accept string from the application that will be input by the user, we use public conversion with the string s, and the input is declared as, and we declare stack size with the input dot length, and the stack with the new object stack expression. And then we use infix to postfix, we use for, and here we use switch. We can also use if, but I choose to use switch here. And then we can check for the plus and the minus with got open to check whether the stack is empty. And then to check for the bracket expression, and moving on to the stack expression class. So here's also a few variables, which is size and stack array, and also top. So the first one you can see is the stack expression, where I declared size equal to mx and stack array equal to new object char, and top equal to -1. And we have push with the character n, and stack array with the increment of top equal to n. And then we have pop, pick, and also boolean is empty. So we are going to look into the last class and the most important class, which is the main class. So after declare all the variables needed, the first thing the user will see when they use this inventory system is a welcoming message saying welcome to IntelHealth Place Inventory Management System. So IntelHealth is the name of the pharmacy. Then the user need to enter the number of the products to be recorded. So as example, the user entered 2 as the number of the products to be recorded. So the user need to answer all these questions 2 times for 2 types of products to be recorded in the inventory system. So after sharing the number of the product to be recorded, the system will ask the user to enter product codes, product's name, product's brand, product price, and product quantity. And it will repeat until it satisfies the value entered by the user. And then we have here to find the sum and the average of the product in the stock. So we use while, and then to find the average as usual, and then we will display the total price for all stock products in the inventory and also the average price. And then here to find the minimum and maximum price in the inventory, we use while, and then it will display the minimum price of stock product and also the maximum price for the stock product. So eventually in this while, the system will help the user to compare the prices in the stock to find the minimum and the maximum price. And here we have a search information in case the user needs to search a product's name to see whether it's available or not in the inventory. So we use while. If the system managed to find the product, it will display the message the product is found. And if the product is eventually cannot be found in the system, it will display a message, sorry, that product is not found. All this will be decided using the while and if up here. And then we can also remove the product from the list in the inventory system using string remove and using while and if here. So the user needs to enter the name of the product. It doesn't matter if it is entered in a capital letter or lowercase letter, because here we use equal ignore case, and it will remove the products that have been entered the name earlier by the user. And then it will display the information in the queue using queue temp2 equal to new queue and using while here. And we also display the information in the stack, and we can help delete the information in the stack using while. And if the system will eventually ask the user, do you want to delete all the data? So the user just needs to answer Y for yes and for no, doesn't matter, in capital letter or lowercase, because we use equal ignore case here. If it is eventually be deleted, it will print that the stack is now empty. If it's not successfully be done, it will display a message that the stack is not successfully deleted. So if the user still want to proceed the process, we can do it all over again. And then we have the stack implementation for infix to postfix. So the first one is the user need to do is to enter the infix expression, and then the system will help to convert the infix expression to postfix, and it will display the postfix expression. And that's all in the main class.